Caitlin Clark 2025 MVP trophy is loaded. Agent Wilson better bring the best she has, because as of right now, Caitlin Clark is about to give her a run for her money.
Caitlin Clark has once again silenced her skeptics with a new video that shows the Fever phenom putting in a lot of effort to prove that her historic debut season can be even better the following year. Clark's first workout with new Fever coach Stephanie White demonstrates that she is more than ready to dominate the NBA, but it's not just about the physical gains. Her most recent interview with People magazine reveals the mental edge that has propelled her to the WNBA. From her early struggles to her current pursuit of greatness, Clark's story is one of unwavering perseverance, and it's about to reach new heights. Prepare to witness a side of Clark that you have never seen before. I'm saying it now, Kay Clark will be the best player in the W by the end of the 2025 season. Picture this: Caitlin Clark, fresh off her record-breaking rookie season, enters the gym with new Fever coach Stephanie White. The air crackles with excitement as we watch Clark's amazing stats flash before our eyes. He broke 62 records, led the league in assists, and led the league in three-pointers. But wait, something's different. Clark fans actually double take because of those bigger, more defined arms. Clark has been working hard. This isn't just the same player who dominated the WNBA last year. This is Clark too. Oh my God, Caitlin has really gotten her back. So what's behind her? Zero ready to level up. I know you work really hard in the offseason, and you mentioned yesterday that you're always trying to get better. What are you working on this offseason? I think, honestly, aside from the actual basketball skill part of it, I'm focusing on getting stronger. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard. This transformation, Clark's offseason focus has been laser sharp, getting stronger, honing her accuracy, and developing an unstoppable mid-range game. It's a recipe for dominance. You don't get to spend a lot of time in the weight room from college to the professional season, so that's what I've tried to concentrate on the most while I'm here. There are also obviously a lot of things on the court, and I'm constantly trying to improve, so that's kind of what motivates me. I love it. I love getting to do it, and I feel very fortunate that it's my job. Let's break down that extra muscle experts say it will help Clark finish stronger at the rim and absorb contact. Like a pro, and we know she gets a lot of contact. Imagine Clark is already a scoring machine and can easily outplay defenders. That sounds scary, but Clark isn't stopping there. She has been working on her shooting form relentlessly because the extra strength improves balance and stability when pulling up for shots. Clark's increased accuracy, which is the stuff defenders dread, is also dangerous. Finally, there's the mid-range game, turning into a triple threat who is unstoppable at the rim, deadly from three, and now has a silky smooth mid-range jumper. Coach Stephanie White is fully committed to Clark's potential and has witnessed firsthand how quickly she adjusts, describing her as a high IQ player who has adapted to the pro game. However, White is not only focused on Clark's physical abilities, she is pushing her to become a leader in order to improve both her teammates and her own game. How will these changes affect Clark on the court? We're going to learn that her new exercise regimen is rigorous. A glimpse into the mind of a player who is constantly hungry for more is provided by perfecting floaters and working through contact endless shooting drills. However, this physical transformation is only the beginning. Clark is not only rebuilding her body, but also changing her entire approach to the game and that mental edge. That's where things start to get really interesting, starting for the Iowa Hawkeyes' Katie Seal. Imagine a young girl surrounded by doubtful boys who are determined to prove she belongs. But let's go back to Clark's early years. She didn't have many options for girls' basketball leagues, so she immediately jumped into the boys' leagues. This wasn't a big statement, it was just normal, but little did she know that those early experiences were molding her into a mental powerhouse. How did that same girl become the confident superstar? We see her dominating the WNBA. Clark's journey to basketball icon reveals a shocking truth about what really drives champions. I was one of the younger cousins in a large Italian family, so that's kind of what you followed each other around and were each other's best friends. I believe that's where it comes from, because I always had to figure out how to kind of hold my own, whether it was in college or high school. What kind of influence did they have on your work ethic? My dad played sports in college, so did my mom, but she didn't play in college. Picture young Caitlin dribbling circles around boys who doubted her skills. Her dad coached the league, and there was even talk of her being named MVP, but some parents weren't happy about a girl possibly taking that title. Can you imagine the pressure most kids might have cracked, but Clark used it as fuel? How did Clark develop that unwavering confidence? It all began at home, where her parents never told her she was doing it. I've dreamed of this moment since second grade, and it's taken a lot of hard work and ups and downs, but just a belief in myself and my parents always instilled confidence in me. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark doesn't just rely on natural talent. She has a secret weapon, her mindset, which has carried her all the way to the pros. They allowed her to compete, fail, and learn on her own terms because she was a girl. I think that's what kind of drove me, and I failed a lot because people were older or better, and I couldn't stand that. So I think that's kind of what gave me that competitive passion and that fire psychologist eat this stuff up. Clark provided some serious wisdom in her interview when she said, "When I have failed, I've been confident in myself." Think about that for a second. Most people lose confidence after failure. Clark doubles down. I've loved playing basketball since I was a young girl. And that won't change the fact that the most important thing is to just be myself and have fun. An athlete's mental game is like lifting weights for your brain, building up that competitive muscle. Clark has been pumping iron since day one, and now she's taking that battle-tested mentality to the WNBA, but can she keep that fire burning at the highest level? All the signs point to yes. And if I do that, I believe the rest will be taken care of. Clark isn't keeping this mental edge to herself either. She's sending a message to the next generation of athletes: just believe in yourself. These are simple words, but coming from Clark, they pack a punch. If you've watched this far and are enjoying the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We understand that watching this video takes up some of your time, so we appreciate it. Now back to the action. Stephanie White isn't taking any time. As we move forward into year 2, the big question is, how far can Clark's ironclad mindset take her? She's already rewriting record books, but something tells me we haven't seen anything yet. With her body and mind working in perfect sync, Clark is setting her sights on even bigger goals. The rest of the league better keep an eye on Caitlin Clark because she is just getting started and her mindset is just one piece of the puzzle. White's first interview as head coach of the Fever revealed some important hints about what's going to happen next. As coaches, it's our responsibility to keep putting them in positions to succeed, and as a team, we're responsible for putting the pieces in place that will fill in some of the gaps and holes, and ultimately our goal is to win championships and hang banners. White is the coach tasked with unleashing Clark's full potential. Her coaching philosophy is all about relationships and player development, and guess what? That fits perfectly with Clark's game. White wants to play fast, let her stars use their instincts, and create a system where everyone shines. Her eyes are bright with excitement as she steps up to the podium and lays out her vision for the Indiana Fever. Fans are buzzing and basketball experts are nodding and applauding. I also want our players to use their instincts and to play freely, but we don't want to. Instead, we want to create plays rather than execute plays correctly. We want sets that give us the spacing we desire based on our rotations, who is on the floor, who we want to attack, what matchups we want to get to, and how we can manipulate them. So we'll see certain specific play calls that simply give us room to move, and then whichever player pass we make determines one of 3 actions that our players can read from, effectively giving them the freedom to play within a system. But this is where things get really interesting. White didn't just show up with a predetermined plan. Instead, she sat down with Clark and asked her directly, how do you want to improve? What are some things you want to work on? This isn't just coach speak. That's a leader who knows that greatness comes from teamwork. What's your approach when you're coaching greatness like that? Hey, I think the most important thing is just talking basketball, right?